washed him down with wine and killed him so that he could make residuals after his death.
Well, no, let me explain something to you. Mm-hmm. I can tell you a little bit about that too.
Mm-hmm.
I've been playing guitar since I was 10 years old. My daddy, I was real responsible. My daddy retired from the Navy. He was at Pearl Harbor when it was bombed in 41, and he was aboard the USS Missouri when the Declaration of Surrender was signed. He was always assigned to the Admiral's flagships because I guess he was a good guy, not a suck-up.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, the bottom line is, so I'm also left-handed, and my father bought me, when I was 10, a Fender Stratocaster.
Sounds good times.
Back then, yeah, like Jimi Hendrix played, only it wasn't his color, and people would say to me later, well, you're imitating Jimi Hendrix. I said, well, who's that? And he bought me a 410 pump shotgun because I was real responsible. I did all my chores. I did everything Daddy asked me.
Thank you for the call, brother. I got to jump. We're going to go to Eric and others on the other side. It's 866-582-9933 on the Infowarrior. Back after these messages. We're going to continue to go to your calls. This segment and the next, 866-582-9933. But I want to give people a glimpse. At about 10 minutes before the show, about 2.5 hours ago, I came in with my little handy cam for my YouTube channel, youtube.com/JasonJustice911. That's youtube.com/JasonJustice911, where I like to have a lot of the behind-the-scenes stuff posted over at the Infowarrior.com. And essentially, it's Alex Jones talking about Pandemic Level 6 and much more. Hit the clip, guys.
And we are live behind the scenes only moments before tonight's Infowarrior, joined by Paul Hartman, J-Ron, who the audience is pretty acquainted with, and of course the legendary Alex Jones. Alex, how do you feel about this declaration that we're going to have a kinder, gentler Pandemic Level 6?
Turn that audio down for a minute, please, man. Well, you know, the piggy flu is so deadly that we need to all give our rights up and take forced injections, as governments from France to Australia and the United States are saying they're getting ready to do. I totally trust the government. Anytime you trust the government, give up all your rights in history, everything is then fine. Governments literally make the sun shine, the grass grow. Everything good comes from them. There's no corruption. There's no special interest. They're not out of control. It's the people criticizing our loving government that are out of control, and they're the cause of all problems. We shouldn't have free speech in America unless it's like Britney Spears said, just do whatever the president says, don't question. And I think it's just great that Obama's hired nobody but lobbyists. I think it's great that he's increased troop levels all over the world. I think it's wonderful that he's made it secret where all the bailout money went when he promised he wouldn't, because that's good. And I just want to say that I think it's great. They said they're going to level 6 pandemic. And I just want to say that I think it's great that they've announced that they're going to have DNA checkpoints. If you refuse, they're going to taser you to make you do it, and are saying torture for U.S. citizens is good in court rulings. So I think that's freedom. I mean, I think I always watched black and white movies when I was a kid, and newsreels about Nazis running checkpoints. And I've learned how to double think. It was bad when they did it. But it was only bad because they weren't taking blood forcibly and electroshocking people with cattle prods at checkpoints. See, it was the Nazis were bad, the government's right, because they didn't take blood at the checkpoints and cattle prod people. So I'm beginning to realize that I was an extremist in the past. And I'm beginning to realize that that world government is good, but at the same time the media says it doesn't exist. So I also need to say, well, they're announcing it and they're saying it doesn't exist at the same time. I think that's normal. And I think whatever government says is normal and good. So I'm feeling a lot better right now.
So can all of us at the office now go join City Year? We should sign up this weekend.
Well, I think it's great they're talking about forced compulsory service and red and black uniforms. That's freedom. So you better go do your live radio show. Now no longer the Infowarrior. It's called Thank God for Government. Thank God Government Created the Universe program.
Well, thank you, sir.
And there you have it. If you want little tidbits like that one, go to youtube.com/JasonJustice. He was dead serious, Jaron. Love the government. Duh, we're all joining City. Aren't you going with me? I thought we were going, man. We're going, right? We're going to go join City here? I wanted a jacket. You promised. I thought we were going to get matching Velcro sneakers, too. What's the deal? You're not backing out, are you? Let's go to Eric in Nevada. Eric, you're on the line.
Hey, how's it going, Jason?
Good, man.
Listen, I got a few points to make, and bear with me. I'm a little nervous. I haven't called a radio station since I was a kid.
That's cool.
Okay, cool. First of all, I want to say thank you for everything you and Alex has done. I've woken up since 9/11 had occurred. As it was happening on the news, and I was a big Fox fan, I'm an ex-military vet. I'm also an ex-football vet. And I started freaking out on the couch as it occurred. I started saying things off the top of my head, things that you guys are spouting out since the first time I started listening to you guys. Mm-hmm. And I want to make a point regarding the lady that called, and she's been giving you a hard time the last couple of nights, and that guy who keeps giving you a hard time, because I need to say this and get this off my chest. Mm-hmm. First of all, I'm an older generation. I'm a little older than Alex, but I caught on to you guys through George Norrie. I listened to George Norrie a lot with Coast to Coast.
Sure.
Alex was on there with Steve Quayle. And I just, I'm just into that thing, and I was listening, and Alex came on, and his energy and his power and his voice, he reached me. Mm-hmm. He got to me. And so I started listening to him daily. I found a way to get a hold of his show, and I started listening on the radio, on my window media player. Mm-hmm. And can you turn me over?
Oh, yeah, of course I'm going to hold you over, Eric. We're also going to take more callers. Big segment coming up. Wide open phones, 866-582-9933. Latest stories over at the Infowarrior.com. Pandemic level 6, they're openly saying it's going to be declared within 10 days. It was 10 days yesterday. Within 9 days now? Well, this day's almost over. Is it going to be within a week? We don't know. We'll be back after this. It's the Infowarrior.